Today is Tuesday, January 21st, 2020. What you see here is 1.0 and above earthquakes reported through USGS. Not all quakes worldwide are recorded. Ever since the Taal volcano took off, we've had quite a bit of activity over here in this region of China. Therefore, India, be cautious, be ready for bigger quakes. Along this latitude parallel region, we've had an increase in quakes all the way over to the Strait of Gibraltar here in Spain. Now, the mid-Atlantic has woken up with quakes a little bit following the bigger Puerto Rico earthquake swarm, not the little. As you can see, the west coast of South America is lit up, green light, west coast USA. But our focus here is going to be on the mid-continental USA. But first, we cannot forget we've had some quakes up here in the last couple months, along with quakes way up northernly. So, quakes moving up the west coast of South America, Mexico City, be on the watch also. Our Oklahoma earthquake swarm has started to move north into Kansas, Nebraska region. And of course, it has seen release of stress on the eastern front of the Rockies. Now, as this moves north into Nebraska, you can expect it to sneak back over here into the backside of Yellowstone National Park. Soda Springs has had an increase in quakes lately. This is following the increase in quakes from Utah, which is also followed by the Ridgecrest swarm from July 4th of 2019. But let's go back over here. New Madrid. It's always a concern for people, right? Well, lately we've seen an increase in quakes in the New Madrid. We've also seen those quakes move easternly. Not to mention the pattern in Pipersville, Pennsylvania. So, of course, if you have a dream about St. Louis having a big 9.0, you'd want to look into it a little bit. So that's what I did. And once you know it, here in seismographs, patterns. Yes, St. Louis, you've got patterns. This is the University of Memphis. As you can see, they're associated with a lot of seismographs on the eastern side of the United States. So let's take a look at some of those seismographs and the patterns. This is in Southwest Illinois College in Belleville, Illinois. As you can see, we do have some pattern activity. Let's move on. This is in Salem, Kentucky. And of course, we have some pattern going on, and not to mention those. Next on the hit list, here is Henderson, Kentucky. Now this one is interesting because we have a fuzzy band pattern along with reverse patterns, and then our new pattern showing up now. Let's take a look at this other one. This is in Sacramento, not to be confused with California, Kentucky. Here we can see we have some pattern going on. Okay, and it continues down this direction and continues back. All right. Let's move on to the next one. This one's an interesting one. Okay. This is in Grayson, Kentucky. Now we can see our pattern here. Okay. And our pattern here matches. Then something happened at about 4:30, 5 o'clock their time, which would be 2:30, 3 o'clock my time, and it changed the pattern. Came a little more spread out. And then we also have another change down here. Now I went and looked. I didn't really see anything for this last change, but I believe this first change was in Mexico. As I said, that would have been about 2:30, 3 o'clock my time. It was 4:30, 5 o'clock their time. So let's take a look. And here we go. We had a quake in Arkansas, which I don't think was strong enough to change that pattern, but we did have a 4.8 in Mexico that was roughly 80 miles deep. That one, I believe, is the one that affected that pattern. And I did not look to try to trace down the other one because USGS didn't show anything, so I'll have to look at the other one. But let's look at this one instead, because this one is cool. Morganfield, Kentucky. Boom, 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 boom. Love it. Just absolutely beautiful. Here we go. This one's fun too. This one is Skidway Island, Savannah, Georgia. Remember the 3D pictures hanging on the wall? This is where this comes into play. Here's a pattern here, 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 here. You can kind of see it there, there, and a little bit there. All right, so we're back to the beginning there. So yeah, patterns. I see patterns. And hopefully I won't see dead people because of not paying attention to this evidence, this foreshadowing, forecast, prediction, whatever you want to call this. Because I've shown enough videos now. Let's go check out this one real quick. This is in BC area. I've shown enough videos now of the different patterns. You know, seeing them worldwide. This is in Seattle region. Let's go check out Pipersville, Pennsylvania. That, you know, in past it was evident, and I don't know if I can get some of these seismographs to go back to 2011. Just the one in Yellowstone. But let's go find Pipersville, Pennsylvania real quick. Because I'm pretty sure that pattern is probably still there. There it is. Here we go. Yep. So here's our Pipersville, Pennsylvania. As you can see, there was a quake here not too long ago. 1600 UTC time. So that would be 9 o'clock my time, roughly. And here we go. Yeah, Pipersville, Pennsylvania. Like a clock. I don't know how that could be natural. That's been going on for a while. And let's see here. We've got this one. Let's look at this. This one's nice too. This is a lot of our California ones. And this one keeps going on and off. But let's go back to this seismograph and look at it and see. There's our pattern. I'm pretty sure I don't need to draw that out for you. You see, before it was pretty steady, and then something happened, and it kicked them off, and it came back on pretty heavy and harsh. So, yeah, there's that pattern, and then of course, you know, the ultimate of them all, Yellowstone. Come on, load up, load up. Let's refresh again, just so we can make sure we're all on the same page here. Madison River, Mammoth Vaults. There's the pattern. Looks like we're getting a band of energy coming. Let's check out Soda Butte. Still got the double patterns there in Soda Butte. And yeah, nothing too evident yet of anything building up, but we'll keep an eye out for things periodically. But at this point, I'm kind of beating a dead horse, you know, other than finding more seismographs and figuring out precursors to big quakes. This is getting redundant for me, so I might do one more video, one big ass compilation of these, put it all together, and try to do it in a PowerPoint sort of presentation thing. But you know, I'm not good with that. Never have really dealt with it. So this is what you get, and I don't know what else to do or say or show to get people to kind of take heed to this, because I've seen such an increase in quakes here. Now, depending on what happens in Utah here, we can kind of see bands. Here's a band here, there's a band here. We might get some more bands going on along this way. But this whole west coast coming down here, and then this coming here. So, you know, like I said, no one is immune to this worldwide, but a lot of these patterns seem to fall on this type of parallel latitude. So I'm not really sure what that means, but you know, from before, Bonin Islands caused the first pattern in 2011. We have the 9.0 over there in Japan. This time around, it was the BC quake and the Ridgecrest swarm that caused the new pattern. So it's safe to assume, at least until proven otherwise, that this area in here potentially could get the 9.0. But seeing the increase in quakes everywhere and how they're moving around in the last 8 years, no one is immune to what is going on, and we should all be spreading this and getting ourselves prepared and ready for big quakes. Because after the destruction happens from the quakes, then in a sense it might be a free-for-all for certain people in certain areas. And that's why you're seeing some of this push for different things. You know, what we'll not get into it, but this just natural disasters is what you need to be ready for and prepared for. Everything after that, you know, that's what all the zombie movies and shit are for, to prepare you mentally for that aspect of things. So, yep, on a totally crazy tangent, that's how I'm going to end it. Look up, wake up, stand up, be prepared, not scared, and let's get this spread out so we can save as many lives as possible, and keep people from being in such shock because they're not prepared for what is coming. This is not a matter of if, it's a matter of when and where. And right now, I would say somewhere in the West Coast region is where we will see this big 9.0. But the after effects, the shock, the ripple of that is what's going to get everybody also. So hopefully I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. But seeing the patterns and following these traces, I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, that's it. Best of luck. Stay safe, as many as you can, and be good, for goodness sakes. I mean, come on, people. This is some serious shit. I mean, we're all into this together. You know, this is a new age, really. This is what this boils down to. So, yeah, later.